Good day. Welcome to my channel, Ken's Hobbies. My name is Ken Lind. Today, well, should I actually say next couple of days, we're going to go phase 2 of my redesigning of the workbench. Just quickly showing you my security monitor system here, checking on all is okay on the home front. I've spent most of the morning, if you remember I was saying about having to take everything out here, and about the drawer there that was in the end there. Well, I was able to lift that drawer out without emptying it. But man alive, when it comes to this bottom drawer, holy crow, was it heavy. I could barely lift it, let alone carry it over. And this is my concept for its new location. So that's where they will be going. Now, my plan for phase 2 here, I'll just brief you in on it, is I dug my old square out and I put it right there to square the edge of this board as to where it comes on the base there. Now when I'm looking at the construction of this base, I have a choice. Either A, I rip it down at the tip where you see the square, or B, I got looking at it, and this end is where I got my answer, and I try to see if I can get some light here so you can see what I'm looking at. We have two boards, number 1 here and number 2 here. So what I'm thinking is, instead of cutting this first board here, take it out, removing one of these 2 boards and moving this one in that direction. So we're going to get a tape measure and see what we got for distance between here and the edge of the square. And this is why I just sort of used to use zap straps to kind of hold the square in place here so I could get some figuring done. So let's get my tape measure, which is right here. And we're going to measure how far, and we see that that's 5 3/4 inches. Okay, one of these boards is 4 inches. So the combination of those two is just over 8 inches in total. So the length of this long wide board is 12 inches. So what did I say it was here? 6 inches. So if I was to take both these 2 boards out of here, and I can tell this is all mill wood, so this is your true dimensions. I'm going to show you how you get ripped off. Okay, you see there's our 2 inches, just a hair under 2 inches, and there's our exact 12-inch mark for the width. Same here. There's your 4 inches, which is what you're supposed to be getting when you buy a 2x4 nowadays at your building supplies. As you can see, you don't get it. So these came straight from the mill before they hit a planer. So you think next time you're at your lumber supply, keep that in mind, how much you're paying for that planer, ripping this down so that your new 2x4s, then I'll get a 2x4 here that you buy from the building supplies so you can see what I'm talking of. I just so happen to have a piece here that I use as my door jamb. This is what you get at your building supply dealer. Okay, I got that now flush with the edge of the one that comes straight from the mill. Where did my little square go to? Okay, let's have a look here if this is working. Okay, there you see my square is on the very edge of this 2x4 here. Here's the 2x4 that you get at your building supply. We're going to hold this square against the edge, and we'll push that there so you know you're there. Same with here on this end. This is your gap that they plane down. So you're buying and paying for a 2x4 of this size, not this size. So that means you are paying, drop my tape measure here. I don't know if you can see that. I'll try to focus it in. There is 5/8 of an inch almost. There's a good ½ inch that is planed off the edge here. Your total width is 3. Come on, stay here. I'm trying to get this so that you can see. 3 5/8. So why are we having to pay for 4 inches instead of 3 5/8 inches, which is the width of this that they call a 2x4? Well, that's not a 2x4. This is your 2x4. This is a true 2x4. That's how we are getting ripped off in material these days. Thought I'd give you a good example right there, because this shop that I'm in is pretty well, was originally a house, and it was built in the 50s when most around this city we got our material straight from the mill. Big difference. So my next step now is to remove this, remove my rails here, move them over to their new location. So this has got to come out, that's come out, and we're going to see about what I can do here. I would like to get away from having to rip this 12-inch board here and remove these 2x4 pieces. I could use them elsewhere. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to bother filming it. I'll just keep you updated as I go. Now a little update. I got one railings off of over there. The time I got underneath here and ended up cleaning the floor, moving the stuff out there so I can get to the base of where I get this screwed down and moving everything there. That drawer was so heavy it was I could hardly move it, so I 3/4 of the way emptied it so I can be able to work with it. Cleaned everything out of here, and at this point here now I can proceed to the next phase. From the incident I had, I can't believe the fire powder from the fire that I had, how I'm still cleaning up on the powder from the extinguisher. Anyways, I have already spent, time-wise, this has been 4 hours already in just getting this far. I know it doesn't look like much, but believe me, when you got a disaster zone, it is. Because when you got no place to things out, the only way now is once I got this all cleaned out, now is when I can begin sorting. Well, another update. I got my end piece off, and how I did that, I'll just show you the setup I used. My bottle jack there, raise it up enough to loosen that top plate there so that I could get this section here out. Got the corner here cut off flush with the brace here, and now I'm working on the base piece here, because that all cross section that I had in there between the bottom row and the top row, I had this all apart when I insulated the building, so that's why I just put it back together the way it was. But when I put it together, I built a new end plates on each end here, because this top layer was much higher, and I brought it down 2 more inches, so that's why I made that end frames. So now I'm looking for my bar so I can pull that piece off. And where in the devil it is now is a good question. Well, I got that end frame out, and I got this end jacked up. There's my bottom portion of the frame. I don't know if you can see here. I'll grab a light here so you can see how much I had to raise it up on this end, and then I put my second bottle jack there to raise this section up in order to get the next section, which is raised up that much now here. So now I can work this section so this is the next section of framing that I got to get out before I can get the nails out on that. Once that end is out, then I can take the jacks to the other end here, loosen it off, and then the fun to get it out of here, or to find a spot to lay it down and get to the next layer. If only I had a place to put everything, I wouldn't have to pile it on the bench here like this, and I could have tore it right from the top apart, from the top to the bottom, the way I initially did it. But I have no choice. I have to do it the bull way, and that's why I'm having to use the hydraulic jacks now. But it's 9 o'clock now. I've been at this since 1 o'clock this afternoon, so we're going to shut it down for the day. My back is sore as heck. Tell me I've overdone it. Well, it is the next day. It's time to get back on this section of getting this removed so that I can get that first board out. I was sitting there having my morning coffee, and I was looking at it, thinking, how can I keep it at this present height? Because I need to get the jack in here to keep pressure of this sinking down while I'm working on this section here. So I have a whole pile of boards. Fortunately enough, I have a solid wooden wall there, and with excuse me, wrong pipe. I'm going to take a board and we're going to secure it at its present position temporarily to the wall so that I can free my jack to be able to use here. So let's get busy. Got most of this done. I'm going to show you people a little trick how to get your nails out if you can't get your hammer to it. You get a pair. In this case, I got all my electrical pliers, and if you grip it here, you can use gently, like you're there, and you see how the nail comes out. So that becomes your nail puller. Well, got the first piece out. Put that in there. There's the center. There's the bore. The end, the other end. I just rested the piece on a couple of boxes here. But there is the piece. And that piece is going to go back in once I get those two 2x4 pieces out. And I think to make it easier, I'm just going to cut them in half. We'll see how it goes. I am hoping that I don't have to cut them, because it would be nice to keep the full length, because I could use it in constructing of the boathouse. In case you wondered how I got these boards out, I'll give you an example. There's the 2x4 that I'm presently getting out. How I did that was I first of all swung the bottom end over there down as far as it could go, lifted this end up as high as I could go, then I turned it as I was coming. Well, got that second 2x4 off, as you can see. So now I can begin phase 3, which will be the rebuild. So first stage in the before the rebuild is cutting these end frames here. In the center here, I've got the top one already pre-cut just so that I could get the last two pieces of the off, which were the two 2x4s. So I like to say this completes phase 2, the removal of the boards that had to come out. Thanks for watching. Do stay tuned for phase 3, and until then, don't forget to like, subscribe, and give me your comments. They're greatly appreciated. Till the next time, adios.